Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. Let's talk about Kayla and Allie. Kayla gave Allie the worst advice you can possibly give. Allie seems like in some ways, she seems like she's overly complicated to be with. For just a couple of different reasons. I get the fact that she doesn't know how she feels about him. So she didn't want to sit there and say she loves him back. Alright, fine. I can get that. I can respect that. The problem is, even when she was sitting there talking to Kayla, and she was like, well, how's Trip doing? How does he feel? You know, I didn't sit there and tell him I love him. I want to make sure he's okay. You're doing... In a lot of ways, you're being half honest to her. Because you're telling her that you feel bad, that you didn't say it back, you don't know how you feel, and he's been so nice, and your feelings are confused because you don't want to sit there and be with him or love him out of gratitude and this, that, and the third. But you didn't sit there and bother to tell Kayla that you still have lingering feelings or somewhat feelings towards Chanel. Okay, you somehow managed to leave that part out, which I'm like, okay, so we're gonna give her a half truth. Now, granted, even with that being said, when Kayla was like, he'll wait for you, because Allie was like, listen, he's good looking, he's a doctor, he's nice, and all this, that, and the third. I don't feel like he's gonna wait for me. He will. It's a teachable moment right here. He won't. Okay? He won't. Don't expect anyone to just wait around until you decide on how you feel about someone. Now, that's not to sit there and say that you should rush your feelings. You should process it however you see fit. But with that being said, that no one's obligated to wait for you. Point blank period. No one is obligated to wait for you. And if they decide to move on, then that's their right. The fact that Kayla was not sitting there being completely honest with her, like, you know, listen, there's a good chance that you can lose him, but, you know, at least you can sit there and say you're being honest. No. Let's just lie to the girl. Oh, he'll wait for you. He won't wait for you. I know I sound like a broken record, but I'm being honest. He will not sit there and wait for you. And again, that's not on your part to sit there and rush your feelings, but he's not obligated to wait for you. So just keep that in mind if you ever get caught up in a situation like that. Yeah, I really had to say that. I know it sounds like a PSA, but hearing her talking, I was like, Kayla, the hell are you talking about? Okay, so Callista Lockhart, I have no idea who she is. If she was back before I started watching, can somebody tell me who she is? And can you tell me why that she's trying to look so hard to look like Bonnie? Because when she was like, you're alive or whatever, and she fainted, I'm thinking, okay, that's Adrian, right? I saw the picture, that must be Adrian. I saw the blonde hair and everything like that, and then I look and I'm like, no, that's... And the weird thing is that I thought because they were doing this whole back and forth thing or whatever, like sometimes when you have an actor that they have to do like a twin, they'll show one person and then they'll look like they'll show the other person, like you know that that's going to be them on the other side. But it wasn't. And I'm just like, why does she look like her for? I could be wrong. There could be a reason why, and if you know what it is, please write it down in the comment section below. Point blank, she wants money. Apparently, Bonnie was in some scheme with her husband, and it went south. Bonnie shot this guy, apparently. And she still has the murder weapon. You know, the whole no statute of limitations on murder. So she was like, yo, listen, if you don't... Nice, real cute. If you don't cooperate, I'll turn this over and you go to jail. You're going to give me what I'm owed. And if you don't do it, you know, you live in this fancy house. I know who you're married to. Find a way. Use your head. Whatever you got to do. Get that money. Now she's saying something like, oh, well, I wouldn't even know how to explain it to her. Justin walks in. Explain what? Okay. Now, if anybody who watches General Hospital, I know most people that watch this review watch Days, but if you watch General Hospital and you watch Days and you see Justin, does Justin not pretty much act like the same character, just remembering different lines? I really feel like he doesn't act that differently from Ned on General Hospital, which is why it's so easy for him to sit there and transition from one show to the other. I didn't even think he was even allowed to do that, but, and is he the only person that's actually is currently on 2 soap operas at the same time? It's so weird watching it, but at the same time it's not, because I feel like he's not playing a different character. Yeah, he has a different name, and, you know, he's not in the boardroom, he's in the courtroom, but it's generally, like, still him being the same character. At least that's my take on it. He pretty much asked Steve to be the best man, and Steve says yes. He's like, you know, listen, people starting new, you know, and I need to sit there and give her that same chance. So he does, and he accepts. Trip is having a talk with Chanel. They somewhat kind of clear the air, because Trip is like, listen, we want to sit there and meet your new beau, your new guy. I just think it's really good that you're out there, you know, being with someone else. And, you know, Chanel's like, so that way I won't still be crushing on Allie. But, you know, even she admits that, you know, it would be better for all parties if she finds someone else. This way, one, it doesn't get in between Trip's relationship, and two, it doesn't get awkward for her and Allie. You know, they've been doing this whole awkward thing for a while. And they were, I want to sit there and say, I guess they're best friends. They're really good friends back in the day. So this whole thing is like, you know, is kind of messing up that flow. So, you know, even Chanel's like, yeah, you know, I agree. Trip is like, let's double date. Let's do it, you know. So Allie's like, so Chanel's like, alright, fine. So she goes over to DeMero's place. Now, Johnny is there trying to get money from Tony and Anna for financing for his new movie that apparently he's going to do on his phone. I do not know that much about phones. Okay? So for all I know, that phone can operate and look just as good as an actual camera. Like, you know, like a movie camera. But I'm not going to lie, every time I hear him sit there and talk about, oh, I'm going to sit there and shoot this movie on my phone, I'm just like, I really want to see the quality of this, of your phone, because unless you're trying to shoot like a really, really, really low budget movie, you're going to probably need something else other than a camera. Especially something holding the phone, but whatever. Anyway, he's not there trying to get them, to get, you know, give money for his movie. And AJ walks right through the door. No. Yes. I mean, that sucks, but I'm just like, I love it. EJ just walks in the room and just shuts that ish down. Just the party people like, nope, the fun's over. I enjoyed that. He comes in there, he's like, nope, that's not happening. And then, you know, he kind of gets in Tony's face like, yo, so when you told me to take over the company, I agreed to do that, and you agreed to kind of just, you know, do nothing and get paid. And now financing his ideas or anything like that is going against the company's, you know, best interests. Tony kind of gets upset. He kind of gets taken back by it, like, I'm sorry, do you know who you're talking to? You're not talking to, like, I am your older brother. Like, watch how you pretty much talk to me. But with that being said, he's like, yeah, Johnny, can't do it. Sorry, hands tied. Johnny says something. He gives him like a reference to like Lord of the Rings, and I'm gonna be honest, I've never watched it, and even I knew what that was. But then he apologizes. He kind of realized that, you know, EJ's just being EJ, and he kind of just, you know, it's not Tony saying no, it's pretty much EJ, you know, being EJ. So they leave, and at first EJ gets kind of angry, like, yo, we haven't even, like he just gets an attitude with him. But then he kind of pulls back a little bit. He's like, you know what, listen, this approach isn't working. He's just going to dig in his heels. So he tries to be nice. He's like, listen, why don't you just come with me to the office? I can answer any questions that you have. And just take a look, you know? I mean, don't judge it before you kind of try it out. And I guess to some extent, I was like, I get that he doesn't want to do it because his dad is practically like forcing his hand. But I'm also just like, why don't you just at the very least placate him? See it. Check it out. If you don't like it, you can sit there and say, hey, listen, I've tried it, your word or whatever, but it's not really my passion. You know? Because then you can at least sit there and say, I tried it, this isn't a good fit for me, I want to do what I want to do. But it did seem like he was starting to have a bit of luck with him when he kind of calmed down and was like, kind of approached him as just a father and just like, you know, I want you to sit there and just take a look at what I do and, you know, whatever. It seemed like he was getting to him. And Chanel just walked right on in. Like, hey, I'm sorry I didn't call. They're chatting for a little bit. And then, you know, EJ's being all nice and polite and stuff like that. And Chanel's like, well, I want to invite you on, you know, on a date with me and my friends or whatever. We're going to check out this new place. EJ just speaks right for him. Yeah, no, he can't do it tonight. He has other plans. I'm just like, bro, you know this is not gonna work. The minute you just said that, like you talked to him like he was, I don't know, 7, that couldn't go outside to play with his friends. Yeah, this is exactly not gonna work out well. And Johnny's just like, you know what? Yeah, I'm absolutely free. I'm so grateful that you came by. You had perfect timing, and let's go. So, Allie and Trip are waiting because they got there first, and Trip says, you know, oh, you know, his name is Giovanni, and Allie was like, it's weird, because like my brother Johnny, you know, my grandfather called him Giovanni. My grandfather called him Giovanni. And he was like, that can't be the same, like, one, like. And Trip was like, well, you know, maybe somebody else has his name and they also call him Giovanni. It's possible. It really is possible. But then they all meet up. And Allie and Johnny just has that look on their face. And even Chanel looks at Johnny like, what's wrong? What's the problem? And I do kind of look at that too the same way. And I'm just like, this was the big, like, this is what we all waited for. To see this awkward, to see this moment. This is what we all waited for. I mean, think about it. All those times that we could have saw them all meet up or whatever, it was just various reasons of why it didn't happen. And now, here's the payoff. I guess they really want us to wait till Monday to find out. I feel like this is going to be so awkward. But it'll be fun though, so we'll see. Callista Flockhart. Callista Flockhart. I love it. That's good. I don't know why the hell she actually looks like Bonnie for. I really don't get it, but okay, sure. Not gonna lie, I know I'm probably missing something, but I feel like that's actually about it. I think that's everything. So weird. And I feel like that more about this show, this soap opera, because I'm doing General Hospitals, like, I'm going through, like, lists and lists and people and people and people. There's such a big cast. So, like, when I come on, when I do this, it's like, oh, wait. That's it? Double check. Yep, that's it. Which is amazing, because it's both of those shows are an hour, and GH just really overstuffed their cast. It's kind of like why I really like watching Days. I want to thank people for actually suggesting watching Days, because when GH is crap, Days is good. And now when GH is good, Days is still good. Anyway, with that being said, I think that's about it. If I miss anything, please write it down in the comment section below. I want to thank everyone for watching. Be safe. See you in the next video.